Good day, good sir.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
All right. This is a Critically Average Podcast. That's my co-host. Podcast. That's my co-host, Elijah Hill.
Yeah.
I'm Will. This week we are doing Macguffins.
Yep. We reference them a lot, so
We do, and we use that word a lot, so we might as well
do an episode.
get some. Do you have some good examples and some bad examples?
Basically 10 good and 10 bad.
Okay.
Which will, like, some you might know more about than me. Like,
Perfect.
You're more experienced on that movie or something like that.
Gotcha.
And we'll just discuss them each and why they're good or bad.
Sweet. Yeah. Thanks for putting that together. I've been busy as hell.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I got number time.
No, you're busy too.
Yeah, but there's blank spaces in between.
Exactly, up and down. All right, I like our list this week. Oh, hold on, we should probably do some movie news.
Yeah.
We actually have some relevant movie news.
Yeah,
there's some in-game spoilers because Kevin Feige has come out and said that the Spider-Man trailer is in fact after Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
So Peter Parker's back.
Yep, with Nick Fury, Maria Hill.
Yeah, Hill's back, and then all his classmates are
Well, we didn't know who
seemingly
died,
alive.
but
True,
if any of them did, they're probably back.
but they're back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Mysterio looks dope.
He does.
And I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
I was about to say, I bet you were geeking out.
I was, and I was worried that he was gonna be like weird. You know what I mean? That he's gonna be like too charming for a villain.
Yeah.
But no, I think he fits it.
Right.
And Mysterio doesn't look cheesy or crappy.
Even with the fishbowl.
Yeah, and I like how it's like Iron Man helmet. Like he just kind of like whoop whoop just pops it on and off. It's not like in the comics where he has this weird like and it's like an actual fish bowl.
Right.
Fish bowl.
That reminded me of Fish from Chicken Little. With the way
Yeah, he's got the. It's a good one.
Yeah. But I think Mysterio could be up there with like
some of the best villains.
Yeah, like Vulture and
Killmonger.
Yeah.
I think so too, because I think
It's very interesting.
I think one, they figured out how to make villains good, and two, they've got a really good actor behind it, like Vulture and Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this movie's just gonna be a riot. I think it's gonna be a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go out there and say I think it's gonna be the second best movie of the year, behind Endgame.
Okay. Yeah.
After seeing this trailer, though, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried about Endgame.
Oh, I think I know what you're saying. Like, you just think everything's going to be fine.
I think it's just going to be a retcon, just like everything's fixed. And I really hope that's not true. But this movie looks really fun, and it's set right after like what is probably going to be one of the saddest Marvel movies of all time.
Yeah, everyone's just ignored and over it by now. Like,
that's what I mean.
Dust
that's what I mean. Ago. Yeah. So, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I have faith in him, you know? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I'm still a little worried, but I think it'll be fine. Do you think the rock and the water and the clouds do you think that's Mysterio?
I think so.
You do?
Yeah, because I think he's like playing it up, kind of like Syndrome from Incredibles.
Okay.
From the first Incredibles anyway, he's trying to pose as a hero, where he's behind the whole thing, sort of dealio.
Yeah.
I think he's the reason they're doing...
That's what he's trying at the beginning, right? He's trying to say he's the hero.
I think so.
Yeah. Because that's one of his origins in a comic book, is that he says that he's the hero and Spider-Man's the real villain.
Yeah, he like starts framing, or tries to frame Spider-Man.
And doesn't he work for S.H.I.E.L.D. in this? This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting.
It is.
I'm very curious. I have a hard time. Like, I want to learn as much as I can about it, but then I don't want to just like...
Same for Endgame.
Oh, I'm not... Dude, I cannot tell you how many times I've actually come to the point where Marvel is one of the things on Google that I have... You know how Google gives you those tabs?
Uh-huh.
Marvel is one of the ones, and I had to tell Google this week that I'm not interested in Marvel. Which felt really weird, because it's like, no, I'm as interested in Marvel that I made a damn podcast mainly about their, you know? Yeah. But, I was like, it would pop up and be like, in-game spoiler, da-da-da-da, and it would say it in the title, and I'm like, oh, you can't say in-game spoiler and then put the name of somebody right under it, you know? So, yeah, I had to quit that, because I don't even know if I'm gonna watch the trailer.
For Endgame?
Mm-mm.
I probably will, but I don't want to.
I feel like I have to for this to like make a comment about it, but I really don't want to either. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna end up watching it.
Yeah,
I don't think I could honestly take it.
Yeah, but they said they weren't really going to show anything after like the first 20 minutes or so.
That's
like,
what
that whole first trailer is.
That's what James Wan said as well.
I think he meant the opposite. There's nothing in the last 15.
I haven't spoiled it all yet.
Yeah.
No, and I think the fact that you said that the Russos say that.
It was Feige.
Okay, which means they have something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I feel like DC just contracts out their trailers.
Right.
Because, for example, like Suicide Squad, the trailer and the movie were like a complete departure from each other. And I think they just contract out their trailers, and the guys just make their movie as interesting as possible and send it back.
Mm-hmm.
And they go, yeah, that works.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm excited.
I am too. It looks really good.
It does. And I like the fact that it may be a little early, but he's been in a few movies. But I like the fact that he's just like, can I just be a kid? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Which the last two Spider-Mans never would have happened. He's not. There's in neither one of those Spider-Mans is he like, oh, I just want to be a kid. It's more just like, oh, I just want to be a normal functioning
in
adult.
Spider-Man 2, there's, like 30 minutes of the movie where he gave up being Spider-Man. But that was because it was interfering with his real life.
But he's like an adult.
Yeah,
so
you
he's
never
got like
the impression like
exactly.
I want to be a kid.
No, this one actually he's like I just want to go. I just want to go to a trip to Europe with my school, please. Yeah. You know that just fits Spider-Man so much more. Yeah. Sweet. All right. Any other movie news this week?
There was a teaser trailer for Shazam.
That's true. I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. It was most of the same stuff, just a few different shots. It showed like a very small snippet of like a fight scene between Shazam and Dr. Savant, and it looked like it was like Man of Steel style.
Okay.
With them flying about and punching.
Gotcha.
Which doesn't look bad. And it was actually kind of funny like the end of it, you know how they do like a post-credit scene of a trailer?
Uh-huh.
Like after it's like Shazam, and then it does something. They're at a real estate agent's firm or whatever, asking about layers and stuff. It's kind of funny. It was really funny.
Doesn't he walk up to the counter at the gas station and be like, "Can I have your finest something or
beer?"
Does he say beer?
Yes. And then he leaves with something else.
Isn't it grape soda that he leaves with or something like that?
He leaves with a like smorgasbord of
foods.
Goods. Yeah.
Foods. That's lit. I just remembered I was gonna do something because I'm trying to like get into a habit whenever I start the show.
Okay.
And I was gonna do something, and I completely forgot to do it. So be ready for that next week.
Okay.
Because it just doesn't fit now.
Yeah.
Or maybe it can. Who knows? Oh, the other movie news: Dark Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
$200 million they've spent on reshoots already.
Oh man. I think my prediction is gonna be right now from the critically average movie of the year.
I'm so excited to
make
watch
so much fun of it.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna look up something real quick because I said, I said Glass. I said Glass was gonna be the biggest loss of the year. Flop. Mm-hmm. Financially, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a 36%, and everyone's been saying it's bad. So I don't think it's gonna make any money. So box.
Oh yeah,
office.
I heard it was bad.
Yeah, I've heard it's not good whatsoever.
I heard he out M. Night Shyamalan himself.
Bro, it's made. I lost already. It's made $46 million in the first weekend. Who's watching this movie?
Well, nothing else is out, to be fair.
I mean, that's true, but there's no way I would go to that movie until someone said it's good.
Not necessarily. A flop doesn't necessarily lose money. It just doesn't reach its full potential or something. That's like Batman, Superman, Justice League, Aquaman potentially.
I probably shouldn't have picked Glass then.
No, I mean
because it doesn't have high potential.
It could still be. It's like if it doesn't double its whatever it's called, which is their goal, right? Is to double their what's it called?
Yeah.
Production cost.
And based on the amount that they advertised for this, I imagine they spent twice as much on advertising, which is what they normally do.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 million, so 40 million, and they've already made it. They made $6 million in profit already.
Maybe. What did I say? Sonic? I think I said Sonic.
Oh God, Sonic.
I'm positive I did.
I mean, I'm curious if we're gonna go see that.
Yeah, I said Sonic. Wait, what? Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah.
I think it depends on what else is out.
I basically base what we go see for the podcast based on like if it has any popularity and if it looks any good whatsoever. You know.
Well.
So we'll see. We'll see when Sonic rolls around. All right.
Ready for the list?
Yeah, let's do this list.
Cool. So we talked about it last week, but it's like our 10 favorite video games.
10?
How many did you do?
I thought we did 7.
7. I did 7 as well. I'm sorry.
Scared me.
I'm just used to saying 10. So we did our 7 kind of favorite, but we ranked them on time played. So we had to do some research for this.
And so if they're in this list, we like this game a lot.
Well, you have to if you play it that much.
Well, I hope you didn't play like a game you didn't like for 200 hours.
FIFA.
It's a love-hate relationship.
It is. It's the fact, like, I like collecting stuff.
Yeah.
And that game is a really big collector's game at times. Like, I can play for a whole day, but not, like, actually play a game.
Yeah,
like
you just
SBCs or...
shift cars around, sell cars, buy cars. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Like, before
honestly,
I came here, I didn't play a game, but I played it.
If they made a FIFA game, right, and it just was like a managerial?
Mm-hmm.
A game where you could collect cards and stuff, and then it just simmed the games.
Yeah.
I would play that 10 times more than I play FIFA.
They're like halfway there with like the career mode and stuff.
Yeah, but career mode doesn't...
It's very hard to get some players that you want because like they just got there. They're on loan somewhere else. Like you can't get players you want sometimes.
And your career mode, the characters don't look cool. Like getting cars based on accolades
design.
Or in the design of the cards and all that kind of stuff is much more interesting.
Yep.
So yeah. All right. So what's your number 7?
My number 7 is Left 4 Dead 2.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've played about 14 minutes of this game.
So what I did, which we had different ways to find out how long we played.
Yeah.
I went on I found a website.
Yeah.
It was like it told you type in the game and tells you how long like the basic story mode is, and then there's also like the perfectionist time. Like if you did every achievement, how long it would take. So I basically did like I completed like the whole campaign, and I used to play. There's like some game mode in it with a longtime friend from middle school, and it was about 10 hours. This is how long I played it for.
I'm learning something about myself that's very scary. Unless you've played very specific games for a lot longer.
Well, I really did my favorite 7, and then found out. So like FIFA and stuff's not on this list, which I've played a crap ton of.
Got it. I got you. Okay. I have 2 honorable mentions real quick. I'll just spit out. Mainly because I have their numbers and I don't have a lot of other games' numbers. So Battlefield 1, it's a very good game.
Right.
And if I wasn't in college, I'd play it a lot more. But I have 92 hours in Battlefield 1.
Okay.
Which is pretty impressive. And I've actually taken a few out of that because Austin used to play it on my account. So, and then number 8 is Terraria.
Oh, yeah.
I have 178 hours in Terraria, and it's an honorable mention.
So did these not make the lists because they were lower?
Because of time.
Oh, my God.
Oh, we're getting into it, dog. I've played a lot of video games.
All right. Well,
all right. That's my honorable mentions. My number 7 is Warframe.
Okay.
You ever heard of it?
I don't think so.
It's a free game that you can play. I don't know why, but I started playing this like when I was like 17, and it's basically a better Destiny.
Okay.
And the reason I have so many hours in it is because a lot of it's grinding. You just grind the same level over and over again. Mm-hmm. So I'd watch Game of Thrones or The Office or something and do the levels, and it's like mindless. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's mainly why I have so many hours on that.
Cool.
That's a good game though.
All right. My number 6 is Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Really?
Yeah. Really.
When did you get that?
I had it for the original Xbox.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Do you think I meant the new
Battlefront 2, yeah.
Yeah, it's the older one.
So the old one.
Yeah, with like the heroes versus villains thing.
Dude, oh my god. If I could get the information off of my PlayStation, I think it would be very scary. Because I used to play that with John all day long.
I still own it.
I do too. You
can play it on the 360 still.
I have it on Steam.
Oh, yeah.
That's how much I love that game.
All right.
Oh, by the way, with a mouse and keyboard, I'm unstoppable. I'll get 370 kills a conquest.
And so the totalage came to 13 hours, gameplay.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to remember. I completed everything on that game except the space mission.
Ugh.
Those are the worst. So everything but those was 100% for me.
Dude, space was so bad. I used to my space plan, right, was get in a ship, fly into their shit, knock out all their turrets, and then just go to town on their stuff. And you have to go stand next to the resupply droid because you run out of ammo.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Right.
Yeah, I don't blame you for skipping those.
Yep.
But, dude, I played the crap out of that game. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, my number 6?
Yes.
Is a recent one.
Oh.
Up and coming.
Oh.
Any guesses?
Spider-Man.
No, I finished and completed Spider-Man, and I played 19 hours of it. So
okay,
it's a very open and closed single
Fortnite?
player. Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
I have 278 hours on Fortnite.
Oh my god. Dude, you've blown my numbers out of the water here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Your FIFA hours are through the roof, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was just looking at your FIFA hours. FIFA 18, the last one is 361, and you had this one. You have 208.
You said 361.
Yeah.
So that's 15 days of FIFA. If I play for 15 days straight, that's what that would be like.
Yep. So, that's Fortnite up and coming. It'll probably surpass almost everything on this list except for number 1, which is scary high.
My number 5 is actually I bought this game last week because I wanted to play it again. It's Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
Oh yes, what'd you buy it on?
I just ordered the game, the disc. I have it on the Wii.
For the Wii?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Because I've been watching a lot of Brawl, Ultimate.
Ultimate, yeah.
But I don't have a Switch, so I just got Brawl to play.
I kind of want a Switch.
I do too.
It just seems like a fun like what do you call it? Thing to play as
Right.
The older I get, the more I want to Switch.
Yeah.
It's just it's more. Yeah, it's more stuff that you could do with other people.
Mm-hmm. So I had about 15 hours on this one.
Yeah.
With the stories, a good
amount of time.
A good amount of time, yes. It's about 10 hours of story.
Yeah.
And then 5 hours of playing everything else, just the brawls and stuff. I actually played it again, so probably 15 and a half now. So I'm 25% done with the story.
So more
last week.
More 15 than 5 hours. So 20 hours. Because if you're halfway through the story.
A quarter.
Oh, so 2.5. So
yeah,
17.5 hours on that.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Dude, I feel like you've played a lot more than 5 hours of Brawl. It flies when you're with friends. Just
I know. I'm trying to... Actually, you know what? There was a night in elementary school. I actually stayed at Cole's house, your roommate.
Yeah.
And we stayed up the entire night playing it. Mm-hmm. It was his birthday.
There you go. 10 hours.
But it's not like I was playing the whole time. I try to do
This is fair.
Me holding the controller, button smashing.
That's fair. Yeah, a lot of Fortnite's literally sitting in the lobby because I play scrims, right, professional, and so you have to sit there. If you die, you have to sit there and wait for the next game.
Yeah.
So it's 27 minutes of just sitting there.
Yeah.
Eating food, doing whatever. So it's really not that bad.
Mm-hmm. So that's partially why mine are so low.
Yeah.
Because I try to incorporate.
And mine are right on the money because I got them from the actual sources. So that's probably why they seem so much higher. Yeah. Also, I'm a loser. My number 5. Where is my number 5? 1, 2, 5. Okay, Black Ops 3. I was amazed how much I've actually played Black Ops 3.
That's surprising.
320 hours of Black Ops 3.
Right, because that was when we lived together, when that kind of came out.
A lot of it's on zombies.
That's true.
A lot.
Yeah.
And you know what? I should probably take about 40 hours off of that because some of that's you as well.
Did I play on yours? 'Cause I played on.
You would like trick shot practice on mine every once in a while.
That's true. Oh man, made me sound so nerdy.
Well, I mean, we're both. I mean, literally, we used to run a channel where we did that. So
That's true.
Brink Clan, check it out.
Rogue Nation, actually.
God, we need to.
We
change
would name
it back.
that before.
We gotta change it back
Before Mission Impossible.
Let's
came
just
out,
go in there and change it. Yeah, we did. We named it Rogue Nation, and then Mission Impossible came out. We're like, fuck. Now if you Google us, we're screwed. Okay. What's your number? 4.
So mine is Injustice. So this one's like a dual because it's console and mobile.
Oh, dude, you've easily put 40 hours on mobile.
Because I put notes next to it. So I got 6 hours on console.
Okay.
10 hours on mobile. And that's probably rounding down because I've started playing Injustice 2 again.
Yeah.
Like on
console?
my phone now currently.
Oh.
And because I had on Injustice 1 on the mobile game, I had every character that was currently out and stuff maxed out.
Uh-huh.
And so that was with some help. But I mean, that still takes a lot of time.
With some help.
Well, because our friend figured out how to
Because he's a hacker. He's crazy.
Well, let me just tell you this. One time it was an exam day in high school, and we were done. So we were just hanging out, waiting for the bell to go off when all the exams were done. And he was like, I'm bored. And he took down the cool math games.
Oh,
like
yeah, he did do that, didn't he? And everybody's playing cool math games because they're done with their exams, right?
Yeah,
like if you had a STEM class, you basically are sitting in front of a computer and you can play cool math games. And this dickhead was just like, I'm just gonna take cool math games down.
So he took it down.
What a savage!
He would do that with like the Warner Brothers online game service or whatever, and he would just log in and just like unlock everything or level up people.
Well, the thing in Injustice is you had credits, and
That's
you always
right.
had had plenty of credits. That wasn't the problem. It was gems to open packs,
yes,
and to refresh your energy. Which, first off, once we didn't really use it to open packs. Really, we did for a little bit. Like if we wanted a specific character, but like refreshing your energy. Is bullshit. I should be able to play the game as long as I want, and I shouldn't have to pay money to refresh shit.
Because you can like level them up all the way, but you also have to promote them. Like you have to get them multiple times to promote them. So that's what we would do. We would just open till we got enough of one,
and then we'd grind to level 40.
And
then you also have to grind to like get their gear, and all that kind of stuff.
All the gear and all that,
which is even crazier in Injustice 2.
Yeah. So
all right,
that came out at 16 hours, and that's probably generous.
So this is one that I actually don't know how long I've played, but I know it's more than the last game, and that's Minecraft. I've played a metric shit ton of Minecraft. And once again, it's one of those games that's mindless. Like, you can just do it while doing something else. I love Minecraft.
Yes.
Super nerdy game, but...
guesstimate of time?
300 plus.
Oh, okay.
Because the last one was 278. So.
Okay. All right. Number 3 for me is Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga.
Nice.
Yes. So...
Well, hold on a minute.
What?
Go ahead.
Are you going to try to look it up? It's a 360 game, so I don't think it'll be.
But you played it on the one.
Yeah, but it's still a 360 game, so I won't show you.
Okay. I believe it.
Go for it. So, I have 30 hours on this one. So, I've completed...
I agree with that.
I had like a percentage, because it's like the perfectionist, because I try to perfect it. And like the hours for that were like somewhere around 15 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
So I did like 80% as a kid. Like I got all the stages done. I just didn't get those extra ones completed. And
the toolkits and
all those
and the golden bricks.
Because I got like the Lego World, like that one, but there's like 2 other ones or something I never got.
Yeah.
I got like 80% done as a kid, and then I got like 90% like just last year when we played it here. Was it here? Or the apartment? One of the two.
It was at 1710.
That's right.
What's it called? That game's amazing.
It's so fun.
And honestly, what they should do is when they get done with this, they should just remake that all 9 with Rogue One and Han Solo stuff in it as well. That would be
more
amazing.
Successful in the movies.
Yeah, it would be. Honestly, like I would buy that game
I would too.
for $40, something like that. I would buy that now.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably buy it for 60, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'd buy it like right when it came out, because those
Right.
games are pretty much timeless. Like you can play them whenever. But like I would easily pay a good amount of money for that.
Yeah.
And they're fun. I don't know what it is about them, but they're super fun.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that I can play for however long and I won't get mad. I can not get bored either.
Uh huh.
Which
And I
is
like
the biggest problem with some games for me.
I like it's kind of like the collection thing, because if you play it legit, you collect characters,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, it's like a completionist thing,
Yeah.
because you complete a level like every 5 minutes, so
Yeah.
it feels like you're doing something versus just like rolling your way through this long, languorous story, you know, which it is. I mean, you're going through 6 episodes. So it's a
And
lot.
there's like at least 6 stories per episode.
Exactly. So you're like, it's long, but it doesn't feel like it because you're completing a level like every 5
it's
minutes.
all different. And if you're a big Star Wars fan,
You can follow
you can follow it easy. You're like, oh, this is like this in the movie and stuff.
this is the battle of this, or you know, this is that scene. Yeah.
Yes.
And there's like super fun, like I can remember levels. For example, like one of my least favorite movies, the Clone Wars or
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. The scene where Padme and Obi-Wan and Anakin are trapped in the Geonosian like arena. That's a great level on Lego Star Wars, because there's just mayhem occurring and you just get to plow through people, you know? And it's just, but in the game it's amazing and the movie is dog shit. So it's amazing. It's cool that game is so it's just cool like that. So yeah. What are we on?
That was my number 3.
Mine is Skyrim. Skyrim is without a doubt my favorite game of all time, period. I've completed the entire story 4 or 5 times with different characters.
Right.
And on one of my characters back when I was a kid, when I was a senior in middle school, so in 8th grade, right?
Right.
That's why I have no problem saying this number I'm about to spit out, which is 380 hours I've played on that game.
Right.
Because it's been out for so long, and I still play it to this day. Like on my Steam account, I had to add Steam account and my Xbox 360.
Right.
And what's it called? Back in the day, I had completed the entire game and every single side quest. And if you know Skyrim, there's probably 450 side quests. I was a maniac.
Right.
Some of them were literally like going and picking something up and bringing it back to a person, but I just couldn't stop playing it.
Well, yeah, there's just so much to do on that.
There's so much. I honestly, like, I don't understand how they make those games.
Right.
Because there's just so much. There's so much material and stuff to go through on there. So, yeah.
Cool.
And I can remember when I got it on PC, because my biggest problem was on console, I couldn't get everything maxed, because you have to, like, choose which you level up.
Right.
And on PC, they made it so it's like, you know, like in-game plus or something like that, where you can reset and it gives you more. So what you do is you reset sets. It's like a mod that you download, right? You reset everything back to level 1, but you kept your traits.
Yes.
So you can go through and complete all of them, and you only have to do 2 resets. So I've spent a lot of time doing that as well. So yeah. What else?
My number 2?
Yeah.
I have Black Ops 2.
Wow, what's your number 1?
Right?
Okay.
So this was like
I think I have a hunch on what your number 1
prime
is.
game years,
Dude, Black Ops 2.
where I could just waste time. Because basically it came out our sophomore year of high school, because that's when we first met each other.
Yep.
And
It had been out for a little bit.
just a little bit, because we're still in the beginning. Because I remember us talking about like getting to a certain level to unlock something we wanted to try.
Yep.
So we basically played it for a span of 4 years, which came out on my Xbox to about 40 days total.
Yeah. Wow. 40 days? How long is that?
Let's see, how many hours?
Yeah.
960.
Okay, I don't feel as bad with my numbers anymore. Holy.
It's just there's a huge spike, you know.
But that one's pretty accurate, right?
No, that one's like legit.
Yeah.
Because you got to think like
40 days.
Because it was 4 years worth of playing.
Yeah.
Because all the CODs, Ghost, Infinite Warfare, or whatever one, and then I don't know. There's another one. I think it was Black Ops 3. No.
Yeah, Black Ops 3 was in there. We played a lot of Black Ops 3. I can remember. We played a lot of what's it called? The one with the bot that walks. Safeguard. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Played a lot of that.
Yeah. So played that, and then Zombies alone. You know,
Zombies is a lot.
Because there was. I'm trying to remember. We tried going for like our personal best one time. I think it was Black Ops 3 though. Because it was the giant map. The Doris
Oh yeah, we spent a long time.
Like we spent like 10 hours.
Yeah, we started
around like
we started at like 10 o'clock and finished at like way. Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, but anyway, so like
good times.
That was just one game, for instance. But there was times where we were doing that for days at a time, weeks, just trying to get as far as we can, and those games last a couple hours at a time.
I can remember probably a good. I'd say 10% of this is on Die Rise. Oh yeah. We used to get so high on Die Rise, like round 48 easy. You know. Yeah. So, all right. Well, my number 2 is actually surprised me. I totally forgot about it, and then I was like, "Holy crap! I gotta go look at my Steam and see how much I've played on that." Battlefield 4. Oh. 420 hours I've played of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
420.
I went on Xbox and saw, and it was like 368, and then I went on here and counted up the rest of it because I switched to PC eventually. Dude, I think I might like that game more than any other COD except for Black Ops 2. I don't know what it is about Battlefield 4, but it's like the perfect Battlefield game. It's flawless. That one surprised me. Yeah. But, okay, what's your number 1?
You said you have a guess. You want to take a guess?
Pokemon.
Yes, but which one?
Emerald.
No.
No?
No. It's Pokemon Red.
And you've played it more than 42 days?
Yes. 70. Because, okay, so Pokemon Red was one of the first Pokemon to come out on Game Boy.
Yes.
I think, anyway. And that was the first one I got, and the only one I got. So while all these new ones were coming out,
here we go.
I just kept trucking this one.
Every car ride, back and forth from baseball games, everything.
Everywhere.
Every waking minute.
You could bring that with you. But, so, I completed the game with all 3 starter Pokemon.
So that's...
it was like... It's like 30... No, it's a couple days each.
Okay.
Like, for that. And then, with all the extras. Like, just the basics, a couple days.
Yeah.
Hours-wise. Just to do it. Just start to finish. But if you go every other route, every other detour, it's like upwards of like... Well, I mean, 70. So, whatever 75 by 3 is. Somewhere around there.
You just evaporate time on that.
Yeah. It's like 23 hours.
But you know what's crazy, right? These numbers seem very large, okay? Mm-hmm. But if you take 365 times what, 21?
21?
That's how old we are. 21.
Oh, yes.
And then you multiply that by 24. We're talking about 183,000 hours we've lived. So, really, video games have taken up, what, 1.2% of our lives?
Something like that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So, we're not that crazy.
Yeah. Well, sleeping's most of our life anyway.
Yeah, and then I think YouTube, if they ever come out with an analytics for YouTube, that would be scary.
Well, you can see, like, on your phone, like, usage.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, I want lifetime YouTube.
I get what you're saying, but...
I have an account that I've had since I was 9 years old, so that thing is... And I still use it to this day. Okay, my number 1 is Black Ops 2. Okay. I have 700 hours on that. So a little under you. So I think I have 32 days and you have 40.
Right.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. But dude, zombies.
We shared a lot of time played on that.
Absolutely. We pretty much like there were a few times that I couldn't play that you would be on.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
When we were still doing the Xbox thing, you transitioned more into like editing
Battlefield.
instead of playing, or other games.
Mm-hmm.
So while I was playing, you were playing
That's right.
I'd
I'd be talking to you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. That's a fun list.
That was fun.
Kind of scary on the numbers, but actually, now that I know that we've lived for 183,000 hours, I'm not too worried about it.
All right.
I will say, I did know a guy in high school. You knew him too. I'm not going to call him out, but he had played 427 days of World of Warcraft.
Nice.
Now, that's bad. That's over a year he's played World of Warcraft. The man used to crank that out. Like, if he had a day, he would spend 16 hours on it.
All right.
And back in high school and middle school and elementary school, which is where he started playing it, you had multiple days where you didn't have to do anything. Over the summer.
Yeah.
Just
you'll have to tell me what that is. I'm curious.
You don't know?
I mean, I think, but it's probably wrong.
Okay. I'll let you know.
Yeah, you tell me later.
I'll let you know. Okay. Main topic?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this thing.
All right. So we're doing Macguffins. So I did a little research on, like, McMuffins. McGuffins. Just to, like...
Let's do our podcast on McMuffins. Yeah. You know, the
kinds
bread, it's pretty impressive how they get the M in the bread. But I got to say...
I always think about that, too.
Isn't that
I'm
cool?
more of a McGriddle guy, but...
McGriddles are good.
Have you had their triple stack McGriddle?
I have not.
It's a McGriddle, but
see,
it's
I'm
got
not
an
an egg-
extra layer.
I'm not an egg guy.
Oh, okay.
So you know what I'll actually get?
I don't think that's egg.
I'm one of
though,
those.
so
I'm
you're
one of
good.
those losers that'll get a McGriddle, or get like the McGriddle bread on a chicken biscuit.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty fire. You should try it.
Is that a custom thing, or like a McGangbang sort of thing?
No.
Like
You just say, hey, can I get a chicken biscuit? But can I get the
okay, so you have
McGriddle
to
buns?
Request it. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's not a McGangbang. I just don't like the egg at McDonald's. It seems fake.
I don't think it's egg, or it's that liquid egg that comes in a carton.
Oh yeah, it's just like egg yolks just blended together and then stuck in a carton.
Right.
So that concludes our McDonald's
actually,
portion
hold
of
on.
the. Okay,
So,
we're back.
I have a waffle maker at home, so
Okay.
I make waffles a lot. I made one today for lunch.
Lit. Okay.
And
wait, what were you doing today? Did you not have to work?
no, I did.
You come home
to
for
walk the
lunch?
dog.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was making a waffle.
Okay.
And so the Aunt Jemima, Aunt Jadaddy,
Mm-hmm.
the box, it had like a try this recipe out, and it was like a pancake sandwich. So I tried it. I was not
Okay.
today, but a couple weekends ago.
Yeah.
It's you take two smaller pancakes as your bread. You poach an egg. You put that on there with some cheese and then some bacon, and it's a little sandwich, dude. It was the best breakfast I've ever made.
That sounds pretty dope.
It was great.
That concludes the breakfast portion of the
Yes.
podcast. Back to the main topic.
So anyway, McGuffin, not a
A
McMuffin.
McGuffin. Glad that one slip of the tongue took us down a 20-minute
I
detour
know.
there.
It was created by Alfred Hitchcock. He's the one that coined it,
Really?
basically. Yeah,
I'm sure his were good though.
Well, yeah, because the research for this I did, like some of his movies were always constantly on the best.
The best
whenever I
ones.
look, yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's a plot device in the form of some goal, desired object, or another motivator that the protagonist pursues, often with little or no narrative explanation.
Got it. That's perfect explanation of a MacGuffin.
Oh, well, that's what the internet told me. So
Well, the internet's got it right.
yeah. So I got 10 of each, 10 good, just about. I didn't number them.
Let's start with a bad one.
Do you want to do all bad or alternate?
Let's alternate, but
Okay.
let's start with the bad one.
So the first bad one I have on here is the symbiotes from Venom.
Oh. Yes, this is a perfect example of MacGuffin because a lot of the time MacGuffins will be given a set of rules and then they will break them immediately
Yes.
just because they're exactly what a MacGuffin says. It's there to drive the plot forward.
Mhm.
So if the rule doesn't work,
Yes.
then it has to be modified to make the plot drive forward, right?
Mhm.
So you want to give me an example of rule breaking in Venom?
It has to match with the host.
That's the perfect one I was thinking of. Thank you. Yes, they show this example, right? They're bringing in people by like the tens.
Volunteers to try it out, see if they'll bond.
And they keep killing them, right? And then 15 minutes later, Venom gets out of Eddie, right? And goes into a dog, which what? And then into his own girlfriend, right? Who we've just seen a guy get crumpled by one.
Yep.
But into the love, what do you call it?
Yes.
The attractor, right? The person that he's attracted, the love interest. Sorry.
There you go.
And it's fine. Works out fine. Doesn't kill her. Great, you know. But Eddie is a perfect match. So. What do you have to be? You have to be a horrible match to get crumpled? Like, I don't understand the goal here. And I think you can get away with that one if you want to be very astute. You could say Venom is using them to get back to his good host, right?
Right.
That's garbage, though.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't say anywhere in the movie that it's because they don't like them. It's because of physiology. That's why they don't match.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, just put in a little dialogue where Venom is in a dog. It'd be funny. And he goes, I'm just using you, you know? Or just something like that. And then it gets rid of all of it. It makes it funny. Yeah. But no, they're like they just set up all this shit.
And also, wasn't Eddie dying from something, but Venom was helping him? Be like, I can save you.
Yeah, yeah.
Which they never really detailed. Like, you have, like, something wrong with your brain. And Venom's like, I can save you. Which is like... If you don't bond, you're dead. But if you're sick,
I can help you.
Helps you.
So it just does whatever it wants.
Yeah. So like a broken down term for McMuffin. Damn it, MacGuffin is this moving the plot forward without like taking the plot sideways?
Yeah.
It's not getting in the way of whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Like, there's motivation behind why it's there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And another... It's just had, like, no impact on some of the events that happened.
Exactly. Like, for example, they forget one at the landing zone, and it turns out to be Riot, right? Yes. And Riot just pairs with people all the way. And for some other reason, he's heading to... the development, the bad guy's place. I don't remember the name of it now. Oh god, what's it called? I can't remember, but it's like
Terra. I think there's a T in it.
Something like that, but but
if you didn't know, it's in California.
It's in California, by the way. It's in San Francisco. And so, but he's heading there, and he pairs with multiple people over and over again.
Yep. And
for some reason, they take on this weird, like, unhuman, like, grotesque, possessed, like
like black eyes,
and they're sweating, and they're, you know what I mean, and they're no longer human. But Eddie can mix with the Venom and be perfectly fine. Yep. And then when Riot gets into the antagonist still has his free will.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, and by the way, he's a perfect match. Horrible MacGuffin. It just makes no sense.
Right,
the whole matching thing just should have never happened.
Yeah. All right, ready for a good one?
Please.
I have the One Ring from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because
this one's more your territory.
It's definitely a MacGuffin, right?
Yeah.
Because it, just like you said, something gold, or something of value, right?
Yep.
This is a perfect MacGuffin because it's something that every character in the universe wants.
Yep.
But then when they get it, if they're smart enough, they realize that it's bad, right? Yeah. It can give you endless power.
It's not just an object to the universe.
No, there's a lot more to it than just...
I have this ring, I have power sort of thing. It's like a character building sort of
for sure. Because half of the whole story is built around a guy that took the ring.
Yep.
And it corrupted him. You know, it turned his mind into goop, basically, and he's now all he cares about is the ring.
Yep.
You know, and it's also a great MacGuffin because it drives the plot forward because they have to go destroy it, and the one place they can destroy it is right next to the bad guy. And having the ring makes you visible to the bad guy. Right. So it's like there's reason for the character to still have it.
Yes.
You know? Whereas if it was just bad to have the ring, then you'd be like, just get rid of it. Like, why are we still holding this? So it's like, no, well, they don't want... They just don't want it falling into the wrong hands, and they also don't want Sauron to receive it again, or he'll come back, right?
Right.
So we have a conundrum here, and it makes sense. It all makes sense, you know? And they never break the rules, you know? Every single time he has the ring on, Sauron can see him, you know? And vice versa, like, no one can see him, and everything like that, right? So it never breaks the rules that it sets up.
Yep.
And it's consistent through all 3 movies, which is impressive. You know?
Yep. Sorry, I fixed one.
You're good. That's a great one.
That is. That was
It's so good I didn't even notice it was a MacGuffin until you said it.
Well, that's how you know if it's a good one.
Perfect.
Let's see. So we're gonna have to do a couple of good ones in a row because there's 6 of the bad ones. They're all from the same universe. So we'll do those last. Okay.
Exactly. All right.
So we'll do another good one here, and it's the briefcase from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you seen Pulp Fiction?
It's been a while in bits and parts. So.
Yeah. So the main thing about the Pulp Fiction briefcase is you don't know what's in it, which I think is also good about a MacGuffin because it leaves it it leaves it ambiguous, right? It leaves it to the eyes of the beholder. You know, it's like it's important, and we need to get it back to this guy, but for what reason? Well, you know, and then it also makes it interesting because you can formulate your own ideas. You know, like the Band-Aid on the back of the neck. Well, it must be his soul or something like that. You know.
Yeah, and it's also the briefcase itself is a way to introduce people through the thing. Like people like get it, you learn like why and who they are.
Yeah,
stuff like that. It's
also like again, it's a bad omen, right? When you have it, there's a good chance you're gonna die.
Yeah,
right. But there's a reason why people still have it. You know.
Yeah, because it's
important.
Yeah, I was trying to think like valuable, but we just don't know what it is. So,
and it's also not valuable. Another thing I'm learning about MacGuffins as we talk about them is this: it's not valuable in a monetary sense. It's valuable in like a bettering the character's position sense, right? Like in the Lord of the Rings, it's like having the ring makes you powerful, right? But in this, it's like when you have the briefcase, then you have leverage. Right?
Yeah.
Because the guy wants it. So if you have it, you can give it to him and you have leverage. You know, he's indebted to you now.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's a good one.
All right.
Good movie, too. Crazy movie.
I did another good one. I have Ark of the Covenant. So from Raiders of the Lost Ark, obviously. So basically, like, this one, it's kind of like a tug-of-war sort of thing, where it's not like, you have this, so I need it. I need to get it from the bad guy. It's kind of like Indiana Jones is already after something.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that the Nazis are trying to use it because it's basically like the power of God, you know, to try to take over the world.
Yeah.
And so it's like Indiana Jones is trying to find it as well.
It's my phone.
Okay. I can see it on your iPad. And the Nazis are trying to get it. So he's trying to, you know, find it as it is and try to keep the Nazis from taking over the world.
Yeah.
It's like, it's there because the Nazis are trying to do that anyway. It's just that's what they're trying to use. So even without the Ark of the Covenant, the Nazis will still be doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So,
and I also find it interesting that, like, it's the thing that everyone's searching for in the entire movie. But Indiana Jones is the only one that can truly get them there.
Yes.
That part I find very interesting. You know what I mean? It's not like some MacGuffins people have, right? Like the briefcase. They acquire the, you know?
Yep.
This one is like, it's an idea.
Yeah.
And is it true? Is it not? We're all looking for it, you know? And then I like that movie, Indiana has to take them to it because they don't know how to get there without dying.
Yes. It's kind of like all the Nazis and all the people they hired to find it are ending up just following Indiana.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because he's the only one smart enough to find it.
Yep.
So that's a good one. Do you want to do another good or a bad one?
Let's do a bad one.
Okay. This one's controversial. It's the Tesseract from Avengers.
Okay. It's not great.
I think it wasn't probably thought out. Planned.
It's not great. It's not as egregious as some, but it is it definitely one is an item that everyone's going for because it's going to save the world or not save,
Yeah. And really the only purpose it serves is to teleport.
Yeah.
So the only thing it does is get the army to New York.
Which, can't they get there anyway?
I mean, it'll take them longer, but yeah.
If they can travel through space, right?
Yeah. They go planet by planet as it is, killing.
Exactly.
Because it's Thanos'.
Which we now know. Thanos is like.
He's the one that set Loki up for it.
Yeah, he's their contracted killers, He just goes through. Yeah.
Exactly.
The Shatari.
So it really just made it easier for the villains to do their stuff.
Yeah. And Loki really is nothing until he gets the Tesseract.
Well, he has the staff. He has a stone of his own. I don't know if they knew that at the time, but...
True.
I mean, he still could have done some damage with his thing as it is, with all the mind control and stuff.
Yeah.
So... It was playing like a second fiddle sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of like they're bouncing between these two.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to... it's been a long time since I've seen The Avengers.
Yeah. Since we reviewed it.
No, I haven't. I didn't watch it then. It bounces it basically stays with. He steals it in the very beginning of the movie,
and they don't get it till the end when the final fight.
Yeah, so basically they're just trying to prevent it from happening, and then it just happens anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of boring.
And they don't destroy it; they just get it and then take it to Asgard.
That's right. Loki, because Loki and Thor have it.
And then Loki just steals it back in Endgame or Ragnarok.
True. God, why you gotta keep giving him access to this shit? I wouldn't say it's horrible.
No,
it's just a thing. It's not very interesting.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see. Next one is a good. I have the Death Star plans / R2D2.
Death Star plans / R2D2
from A New Hope.
This is good or bad?
Good. So Leia because they're trying to destroy the Death Star, and they have the plans to it, and because they're getting boarded by the Empire, she gives it to R2, which has to find Luke, or actually Obi-Wan, which finds Luke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that.
So it was used because there's this giant plan in order for the rebellion to do. And these plans are crucial to that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's no matter what's going to happen, it's going to happen. They're going to fight the Death Star. It's just they need those plans to be successful. And then to save the plans, they have to send it down and get the attention of Ben Kenobi.
Yeah.
Who finds Luke, who becomes Luke Skywalker. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's some pushing around there, it just so happens that, Luke, the child of the bad guy, but then again, you're Obi-Wan is specifically there on purpose.
Mm-hmm. It's a very good bridge between stories.
And it connects Obi-Wan and Luke in a very good way. You know what I mean?
And then it connects him back to, Leia.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that's a good one. And I love MacGuffins with the personality.
Yeah.
And
it's without the plans or R2, everything's still going to happen.
It's just not going to go very well.
Yeah, our 6-parter in the bads, without this, none of this, the third act of the movie wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So, we'll get to in a little bit.
The one thing I don't like, and I don't like this about many movies, and New Hope being no different, is the way that R2 and C-3PO get chosen. I don't like, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
They're just they're They were gonna get the astromech droid that's like the red one with the more, and then there's something wrong. Something is wrong with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And they're like, well, what about this blue one? I'm like,
just kind of how it's in the same boat as how Han Solo got his name.
Exactly. It's just kind of like it's just circumstance and happen chance, and it just it makes you go like, man, no shit. He's
and
gonna...
C-3PO's the robot that Anakin built.
Exactly. And
we didn't know at the time, but you found out.
But it's one of those things where it's like, it's just like, oh, okay, so the whole freaking universe could have been destroyed if one little astromech droid wasn't messed up. Like, really? You know? Or you mean Han Solo, one of the most famous smugglers and men in the universe, got his name because a dude decided it was going to be a smug little, like, Empire guy and go Solo. Like, are you fucking serious?
Right.
That's how we don't need to know, you know. But and yeah, I just wish they would have stumbled upon each other.
I did hear something about that, by the way, because Solo did go a director change. Go for it. Okay, and the original director of Solo was the guy that did the Lego Movie.
Yep.
So it's supposed to be like a comedic sort of meaning behind it.
So it's like funny. It was started out funny, and then Ron Howard took over, and it became kind of a nothing movie. Mm-hmm. That movie's nothing. It's nothing.
That should be a category for our awards this year. The nothing movie of the year.
The endless black hole of nothingness. Like, you sit there and just nothing enters your brain because it's literally just gray pictures on a screen. Mm-hmm. It's just nothing happens in that movie. Nothing interesting. Yep. It introduces so many characters that you're like, these are cool characters. Mm-hmm. And then you're just like, well, I don't care that he died because I met him for 3 minutes. You know, it's awful, stupid movie.
Okay, do another good one.
Let's do it.
I have the Infinity Stones.
These are good.
Mm-hmm. So all in Infinity War.
Yeah,
just that.
Yeah, and you definitely don't feel like.
So I can go while you
get
your thoughts.
Yeah.
So Thanos has this master plan of wiping out half the universe, and he's been doing it, and then
for a long time. And then he's been, while doing that, trying to collect these stones, which will just make it easier for him. Yes.
So the whole thing is, we need to stop. We need to. Well, they're not trying to get him. They're trying to stop him from getting them, which will just stop him from making it easier on himself. Where, like, if Thanos wasn't killing him before, like half of planets at a time before,
it'd probably be bad.
It'd be bad
because it's just like, oh, he just needs this to kill half the universe. You know what I mean? But it's like, nah, this dude's already doing it. We just, you know what I mean? We need to stop him anyway. Mm-hmm. But if he finds a way to get all 6, then we're really screwed, because then he can accelerate what he's been doing for the last few years tenfold.
Yep.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a sub Macguffin in this movie. Actually, 2.
What's
I think
that?
they're Thor and Hulk. Hulk does nothing, right?
Yeah.
But he constantly shows up to tell someone they need to do something.
Oh, okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Because he gets from one place to another.
He gets demolished by Thanos, so then now he's scared.
Yep.
Right? And so he shows up and he tells Tony, we need to
get the Infinity
get
Stone.
there. And then guess what he does? He tells Tony, you need to call Steve. Well, then Tony gets shot up into space in a spaceship, and he finds the cell phone and calls Steve.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? So he does nothing. He never turns into the Hulk the whole movie, except at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then he gets in the Hulk Buster, but he doesn't really know what he's doing. You good?
Oh man, look at that spike I just caused. I am sorry if you heard that,
but
if you can still hear after that.
Yeah, for real. Sorry, your left ear. And then but he's not bad either. And then Thor's the same way, but with the other side, because this movie is all about like different fights going on in different places, right?
Yep.
And so Thor kind of connects the other side, right? He tells the Guardians, "Hey, you guys need to get moving." And then he takes Rocket. and he gets the hammer and then comes back, and then you get what I'm saying? So, and then the stones are also a MacGuffin because everyone's trying to get their hands on those stones before Thanos does, and they don't.
Yeah, spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler.
Yeah. So it's a very small detail that makes it a good one from a bad one.
And I also like how each stone has its own kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Its own idiosyncrasy. It's like, for example, like the soul stone. It's not like he's just picking up his dirty laundry, right? Like each one has something that he needs to get through.
Yep.
And I would have liked to see him destroy Xandar, just like a real quick clip of him just like wrecking Xandar and grabbing the Power Stone. But like the Soul Stone, for example, is really like a really cool moment in the movie, and it's different from all the rest of them. He can't just power his way through and get it. He has to sacrifice something, which is cool.
Yep.
And then the other thing about the stones is, or what I wanted to ask you was, are you at all irked by how fast he gets them? So he starts out with like 2.
He starts with 2,
and then he in the span of 2.5 hours he gets 6, 4 more. Right? Does that bother you at all?
Nope.
It didn't bother me in the movie, but I could see how like a non-fan could be like, that's not very realistic that he just all of a sudden stumbled upon 4 of them. Because it kind of feels like the stones have been converging,
well, if
not
you haven't
Thanos converging on the stones.
I got you. If you haven't, because Thanos has been planning this for a while, and he knows where they are.
I just fixed my own problem.
Okay.
He's been going for one stone,
Uh-huh.
the space, so that he can travel to all the rest of them.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's right. He got the space.
Because he hasn't had the other ones, right? He went to Xandar, got the power. He's got...
He had the power, and because
he got space.
He started with the power.
Yep. And then he gets space from Loki.
Mm-hmm. So he had those 2 at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then the rest he had to go find because there's
Mind,
Vision,
Soul,
which was on like Vormir
or something from Red Skull.
The one from the Collector.
Yep. Reality.
And then Doctor Strange's.
Time.
Yeah. So he had those 2.
See, that's the most important thing, is he had to go get the space one.
Yeah.
Because once he gets the space one, he can go to nowhere within a second.
Yep.
He can go to Earth within a second. He can go to, what's it called? He can go fight them on Titan,
Yeah, so.
and get the one from Doctor Strange. That makes more sense. I just retconned that whole thing for myself. All right. Because I was like, well, the only thing I was thinking, I was like, so you mean to tell me he's been doing this for years and he just now stumbled upon all 5 in one movie? But I get it now. Makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm counting how many I left.
I have a bad MacGuffin that you might not have in your list.
Okay.
Mother boxes.
I do.
It's on your list?
We'll do that one next. The mother boxes, yeah.
Nailed it.
Yep.
This is a good segue off of the stones.
Oh yeah, opposite franchises.
So the stones, each one has its own little thing, right? The reasons for collecting them are well set out and have actual like real world connections, right? Yep. Like some people think like we're overpopulated, so it makes sense. All this kind of stuff, right? And then you got the mother boxes, which are just they're boxes. No one knows what they do.
I can't remember what they were doing.
They just kind of showed up.
Yeah.
And one of them showed up in like the 17th century and they buried it in the middle of nowhere. And what do?
That's what I just asked.
They teleport. We know that. But then they also do other shit like make Cyborg. It's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird.
It does whatever the plot needs it to do.
Exactly. Like the stones have set rules. Like this one teleports you. This one gives you power. This one lets you bend reality.
Yeah.
In these, they just do whatever they need it to do. You know? Like, for example, he can teleport straight to the one in what's
Atlantis or the underwater or
the one in Wonder Woman's
the
Mysteria.
Themyscira.
The Mascara.
Yeah.
He can teleport straight to that one, right?
Yep.
But then he can't teleport to another one. Like, he's, like, working his way to it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, they're like... I forget this movie, but at one, they're, like, fighting him off of one, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, just teleport to it and take it.
Yeah.
If you have that power, just... and take it, right?
Yep.
And then at the end, all three of them are, like, together... And it's going to, what, destroy the world? Terraform it?
I think
Are we terraforming again?
Mm-hmm. Like
Fuck off with the terraforming, dude. And so 1 second, they're teleporting devices. Another, they're creating life or restoring life. And then the next, they're, like, terraforming an Earth. It's just, like, it's just bouncing. And it's just another laser in the sky fighting in an indescript place in the middle of the Ukraine or something like that. And it's just bad. It's just not a great, you know?
Yep.
And when it drives forward a mediocre plot, that's just even worse. And we're going to talk about some mediocre plots in a minute.
Yes, we will.
Which are much worse than what we just discussed.
All right. So next good one we have is Private Ryan from Saving Private Ryan.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's the namesake. So
basically, he is driving the plot forward because they're trying to save him.
Yep.
It's a good one.
Yep. That one's easy.
It's
self-explanatory. Simple. Yeah. There's not a lot of cases where people are it, and that's by far the best.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say, this is another good one. I'm going to say it. I'm going to see if you know what movie it's from. I know you've seen it. The Piece of Resistance. Peace as in IEC. Like a piece.
Not the Piece de Resistance.
It's not French, but I know it's like Resistance.
Piece of Resistance.
It's shocking what movie it's from.
Nice Guys.
No.
Am I close?
No.
God. All right, help me out. Is it a comic book movie?
Kinda.
What?
It has comic book characters in it. Like Batman, Superman, Green Lantern are in it. But they're not like the main characters.
Lego movie.
Yep.
I haven't seen the Lego movie.
You haven't?
Not yet.
Oh.
I will before we go see Lego 2.
Okay.
I know.
Basically, Craggle is what Will
the
Ferrell.
Piece. Duh, Will. The Piece of Resistance.
Yeah, so the bad guy wants to stop all the fun or whatever in Lego World.
What a piece of shit.
But it's Will Ferrell, yeah. And Craggle, the Piece of Resistance, is the cap to the crazy glue, which the Craggle is.
Okay. Oh, I get it. God, that movie's so smart.
Yeah. So basically,
super glue
it's
ties everything down.
It's a tube of crazy glue, and like the KRA in crazy is there, but the GLE is like scratched out, and then like in glue GLE is there, so it just spells like KRA, and then like some scratches, and then GL, so Craggle, crazy glue.
You got
and
it.
The piece is the cap, so they have to get the cap to do it. But the thing is, like Emmett, the main character, Chris Pratt,
Yeah.
Becomes a master builder, and him himself can stop it, where it's not just like we have to get this cap to stop it.
He can build something to stop it.
Basically, yeah, because he's on a journey to become a master builder.
So the MacGuffin spawns something that retcons itself.
Explain.
Okay, so there's a MacGuffin. It's the Piece of Resistance. Everyone thinks
which is
it has to stop.
Yeah.
But the movie says this is what we need. And then the movie gives you a retcon and says, wait a minute, maybe this character, if he believes himself enough and trains enough, he can be the piece. He doesn't need this. So it's a good learning moment. It's a good kids movie, you know? It's like you don't always have to, you know, just because everyone tells you need money doesn't mean you need to go get money. Just do what you do, and you'll figure it out. That's cool. That's cool.
It is. Yeah,
that's a smart ass kids movie right there.
Yep.
Real movies can't fix their MacGuffins, and it's out here fixing it. It's impressive.
Right. So we have 2 goods left, and then 1 bad, and then the 6 bad.
Okay, we'll do good, bad, good,
and then the 6.
6.
All right, so the next one we have is The Dude's Rug from The Big Lebowski.
I have no idea. You're going to have to
Okay, so The Big Lebowski, He's just like a stoner, chillax dude who goes bowling all the time.
Yeah.
And I can't remember his real name. I was about to say Robert Lewandowski, but that's a soccer player.
Yeah, definitely.
But he gets his identity stolen.
Okay.
Or mistaken by a bunch of like mobsters, basically. He shares the name with a very rich guy.
Gotcha.
In his town or whatever. And so the mob think that it's him.
Yeah.
And they go to his house, and he's sitting there, and he's smoking, laying on his floor on his rug, and he opens his eyes, and there's just two goons up there, and they beat him up, and they steal his rug. And so his journey is to try to get his rug back, because he just kept saying it tied the room together. So he like has to go to the rich guy, be like, hey, I need, some guys mistaken me for you, and they stole my rug. I just want my rug back. And he's like, I just want money. If you can give me money, I'll drop this whole thing and I can get a new rug. And so the guy's like, here, I'll hire you, pay you the money, and hire you to get these guys off my back. Gotcha. And so he does it, and he's just like trying to get his rug this whole time. And it just leads to a bunch of different.
So it's the perfect comedy MacGuffin.
Yes.
Because it's like, it's not world changing, it's not super important, it's literally just this mundane thing. But to him, it's like the most important thing ever. Yeah,
he's like, it really tied the room together.
So it's like, it's just a perfect comedy.
Yeah.
MacGuffin. That's cool.
It's nothing like crazy or. Yeah,
now that I know the plot of that movie, I really want to go watch it.
It's really good.
I've heard it's amazing. There's just so many movies in the world.
Yeah.
And so little time to watch them all.
That's true.
Especially when you're playing 276 hours of Fortnite.
Right. Our final bad one before the 6 is the Crystal Skulls from Indiana Jones.
Well, but that kind of negates the Raiders of the Lost Ark, because it's the same plot.
Is it?
Yes.
Explain.
Indiana has to take them to the thing that they're searching for.
Yeah, but the thing about the Covenant was the Nazis are also trying to find it to take over the world, sort of deal.
But in this one, the Nazis are trying to find it to take over the world.
Are they?
That one girl is, yeah. Okay. I mean, they're out there doing something.
Well, this one just causes aliens, right?
Okay, I get. Okay, the end product of said MacGuffin is, but if you're gonna say this one's bad and that one's good, then they're both either good or they're both either bad. But the end product is different. See, the end product of the Covenant is good because it shows like maybe sometimes you don't want to find. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then it like teaches a lesson. It's cool. The Nazis die, everything like that, right? It's like maybe you don't need the power of God, you know? And also like you're not going to take over the world. And then this one is just like some weird convoluted bullshit of like aliens and knowing everything, and the lady turns into like an alien or something. You know what I mean? Some weird shit. So I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say on that one.
I think it's more of a product of the movie itself.
Yes, it's much more forced in Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Whereas it feels more organic in Crusade.
Yeah, I guess that's what the internet said. So.
Well, I'm trying to diagnose it here.
I get you.
And they're basic. I think that's why people don't like the Crystal Skull. Is this exact same plot of the Raiders of the Lost Ark,
right,
just done so much worse. Like if you're gonna copy the plot, you got to make it better.
Yeah.
So, you're not gonna do that, you know.
Right. Okay. All right, our final good one.
Let's hear it.
This one's I made for you.
Yay.
So this one's all your expertise, and it's from First Man.
Oh, lit.
Mm-hmm. You got a guess?
Is it a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the bracelet?
No. It's a very big thing.
The rocket?
No.
What? A big thing?
Yeah, it's a pretty big thing in the movie.
Is it Neil?
Nope.
Is it Buzz?
Nope.
What is it? NASA? Like
No,
what?
it's the moon.
Oh fuck! That's so smart. God, I wish I was a smart person. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah, I mean, because
it's a biopic, so a MacGuffin is
it's
in
also
a biopic is very.
It's not just First Man. I mean, like Apollo 13 as well. So, any space travel kind of movie.
Yeah. And this one,
I just did First Man for you, but
did you come up with that?
no.
Okay.
I wish.
I was about to say that's very impressive.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I like that. I think more so in First Man. I know you haven't seen it. I think his daughter is more of a MacGuffin than anything else.
Right.
Because he drives, and the only reason I say this is because they don't reference the moon that much. Don't get me wrong, they talk about going to the moon all the time, but it doesn't really drive the plot forward. It drives everyone else's plot forward, but it doesn't drive Neil's. Like, Neil's plot is getting to the moon for some personal, almost vendetta, right? Like,
like the moon's like a victory, or it's like success to him, sort of. Like, if he gets to the moon, it's like mission accomplished.
Well,
like personally, because of his daughter.
I think it's a sense of relief.
Yeah.
And what do you call it? A sense, not of I don't want to say accomplishment because it's not self. Like, he's not doing it because he wants to be the guy that went to the moon. You know?
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that kind of self accomplishment, like a self fulfillment.
Exactly. It's a fulfillment thing. It's like I think he feels like he's an engineer. And he's been learning his whole life. He's a very smart guy, but he couldn't do anything to save his daughter, you know? And he just feels like there's not much to live for, right? I mean, he's very sad, but he knows that his daughter loved the moon. And so I think he had no intentions of being the guy that went to the moon until his daughter died, and he just needed something to quantify helping that situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in his mind, he needed something... some sort of closure, right?
Yep.
And you see this in the movie because his family is like yelling at him, like, why are you, the chances of you coming back are like 9%, you know? And his wife is mad at him. He's like, you got 2 other kids, you know? What about them? Like, what are you thinking about them?
Yeah.
And like he's not full as a human being until he gets that done.
Yep.
You know, and it, like, fulfillment, you know, it fulfills him. It drops the weight that he's been carrying for the last 20 years. Yeah. Stuff like that.
And then, like, Apollo 13 is they have to get to the moon.
Yeah, Apollo 13's like they're getting to the moon and then they don't get to the moon, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the plot of Apollo 13?
I think so.
And then they have to, that's the one that they have to slingshot around the moon, right?
I guess. Or is that Interstellar?
No. Apollo 13's a real thing that happened where they tried to go back to the moon,
right?
And it failed, and they didn't have enough gas to turn themselves around and come back, so they had to slingshot and use the gravity of the moon to send them back to Earth.
Right. Well, I was even thinking, like, real life, you know, the race to the moon, we had to beat the USSR there.
Something that drives the plot
national
forward.
Pride, yeah.
The plot being the race between the Russians and the United States to be the first one to the moon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job, Moon.
Good job, Moon. Way to be a MacGuffin in movies and in real life.
No, but I really like that one. I think that was a good one to end on for the goods, anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now.
I think I invented my own there for a minute, but
it made sense.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now for the finale.
We got a big fat 6 to go. All right.
Yeah. So do you know what 6 they're from?
Yeah, it's Transformers.
Exactly. So I even took the liberty of.
Did you add Bumblebee?
No, I don't know if there was one or seen it. So
there is. Okay.
Okay, because I did research.
It's a good MacGuffin.
Okay. You can explain later then.
I will.
So they're not in order, but they're just. I have all 6 here because there's 6 Transformer movies.
Well, here,
including Bumblebee.
Let me jump this start. This one that I'm about to say, the Allspark, is the reason I even started taking note of MacGuffins. Because I remember I watched this movie as a kid, and I was like, something just doesn't feel right. And then as I got older and got more into movies, and you go back and watch that movie, you're like, yeah, it's because everyone's after this one thing.
Yep.
And literally,
That's
there's
it.
I can
They're just
remember
after this thing.
they're after a thing, and no one really knows why. None of the humans do, at least. Right?
It just creates life and
Destroys
it.
based on whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it turns a vending machine into
an Xbox into a transformer.
Exactly. And then sometimes it goes into a transformer and destroys it.
Yeah. I don't know how, but so that is the first one from the first Transformers movie.
And I can remember. Okay, the part that really stands out for me with the Allspark is a scene very specific where the pesky little human, is running through buildings with this thing. Do you remember that? Trying to get to the roof. Do you remember?
Sam Witwicky?
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah.
You are robots that can like jump like all sorts.
Why? Fly. Some of them can
Why
fly.
did you give the most important thing in the universe to the fucking human being and tell him to get to the roof with a flare? Just pick his ass up and stick him up there.
Yep.
This movie's dumb. All right, moving on.
All right,
and they get worse, by the way. The Allspark's a pretty good one.
Well, so did the movies. All right, so next is Revenge of the Fallen.
Okay.
And that one, I don't have them in order on my notes, but I know which ones go to which movie.
Yeah.
So Revenge of the Fallen is the second one, and that one is the Sun Destroyer. So the one that's inside the pyramid.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Yep.
So basically, the Fallen, the bad guy, he wants to harvest all the energy of the sun, of Earth.
Yep.
And the Sun Destroyer is the tool to do it.
So I rolled really hard. It's just like
I heard it.
You could hear it.
I could hear it.
The plots are just so like they're so Michael Bay. They just have Michael Bay written all over them. Like how cheesy and world-ending can you get? Yep. The Sun Destroyer.
That wasn't the actual name of it, but that's basically what it was. I don't know if it had a real name.
Oh, it probably has some stupid name.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And in all of these movies, it's just two sides trying to reach this one thing.
It's the Decepticons are trying to do something. It's basically always take over Earth, but with like a side note of how we're doing it this time.
Exactly.
And this time, for instance, it was we're going to harvest all the energy of the sun.
Yep.
First one was there really one? It was basically like
Allspark. They were going to terraform Earth because Cybertron is getting destroyed.
Right. That's funny because 2 of the movies are terraforming. Then
I'm surprised it's not 4, 5, 6. To be honest with you.
All right.
All right, number 3. I know number 3.
We just talked about it in the good, the big thing, the moon. It's dark in the moon.
Yeah, it's the dark side of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And there's what? What's on the dark side of the moon?
That one is. Wait, which one? I feel like I'm missing a Transformers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm missing one. Unless there's 2 in one. Okay, there's 2 in this one.
There's 2 MacGuffins in this movie? As if 1 and 2 weren't like enough?
Because this is the one with Sentinel Prime.
Yep.
And there's the Matrix of Leadership, which is what brings him back to life.
Yep.
And which basically brings back Optimus Prime to life.
Yep.
And the teleporters, because he's trying to transport Cybertron to Earth.
Yep.
To make them same. So there's 2 in this one. That's why there's only 5 movies, but I have 6. I was like, wait a minute.
And again, it's just a thing that they have to get.
They have to go to, I don't even know. I think it's Egypt again to go in that cave to find it. I feel like he just wanted to travel the world to film these, or just do it himself.
And I feel that I feel like he does that in more ways than one. So like 1, he's like, I want to travel the world, and 2 is like, I want to look at something nice on set every single time. So I'm gonna hire Megan Fox, that blonde girl, and then he goes way off the rails and is like, let me just get a 16-year-old in here and see what everybody says.
Yep.
All right, hold on, I'll put in this clause that says, it's so dumb.
Yeah.
What's the 4th movie? Is that the Age of Extinction?
Yes.
And so that's the staff that controls the dinosaurs?
No.
Oh, okay.
This one, I just have seed with a question mark. Because it's the terraforming one.
Ugh.
Where it turns everything to the Cybertron metal.
My brain is hurting talking about these movies, honestly.
Yeah, I'd literally have seed.
So it's a seed that turns the Earth into Cybertron.
Yeah.
And there's dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And the whole reason the plot moves is because the seed keeps traveling.
Mm-hmm. And then the one you're thinking of is from The Last Night, which is the Staff of Merlin.
That's fun. And what does it do? It
controls dragons.
It controls... Wait, so they bring the dragons back? Wait, Staff of Merlin... Isn't this the one that if you took the Transformers out, it would just be like an interesting, like... What's it called? Medieval movie?
Yes.
That's fun. These movies are so fucking dumb, dude. I'm so over it. Like, Bumblebee is so much better than these, and it's a shit movie. Bumblebee is not good, and it's so much better than these.
Cool. But, is there a MacGuffin in that one?
Bumblebee?
Yes.
Yes, it's Bumblebee.
Okay.
But it's a good one. I would say it's middle of the line. I would say the one bad part about it is they're fighting, spoiler alert, they're fighting on, it happens in the first 15 minutes. They're fighting on Cybertron, right? And they're losing. The Autobots are losing. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so Optimus Prime is like, I'm going to send you to a world to find as our haven, right? And so he sends Bumblebee to Earth. And it's like, duh. You know what I mean? Like,
of course it's Earth.
Of course Bumblebee would end up on Earth, right? he sends Autobots to all different planets.
Yeah.
Right? And he goes, I found a suitable host. It's Earth. Like, yeah, no fucking shit, you know?
Right.
And then the MacGuffin is
Bumblebee's the reason everything happens on Earth.
Oh, absolutely, because then the Decepticons were just trying to find Bumblebee. That's it. That's it. You know?
Yes.
Actually, I think he sends more than one to Earth.
Probably.
And so Bumblebee gets there, and I mean, he's basically just the whole thing.
Yeah.
The other thing about I don't know, Bumblebee is very weird because it's like he's the MacGuffin, but you know he doesn't die, so there's no point in the movie whatsoever. So the thing about prequels is you really should not make them about one of these star characters.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so hard to do.
Just don't make it about a star character.
Yeah. I mean, like Rogue Ones, you know they were going to die, but...
Well, that one's kind of cool because you're like, they're going to die. You know what I mean? So,
Go on a blaze of glory, at least.
Well, it's like, I guess it's kind of morbid to say, but you're kind of interested in, like, how they go. You know, like, how did these people sacrifice themselves?
Like Solo, for instance. Like, you couldn't do a fake death scene where, like, he's literally breathing, like, about to die.
Yeah.
Be like, I know he lives.
Yeah.
Or Bumblebee, for instance.
So. Yeah, Bumblebee, like, he basically, he gets beat up a few times, and you're like, I couldn't care less. I mean, he can get beat up as much as he wants, you know?
And can they really get beaten to death?
Transformers?
Yeah. Like, I know they can get, stabbed and stuff, but if you just get punched hard enough, can a Transformer die like that? I really doubt that.
I mean, he gets stabbed and stuff, so...
Well, I'm saying just, like, if they're fisticuffing.
I don't really know. I think you could punch enough bits off of them.
Okay, that's true.
The one thing I do like about this movie, or about Bumblebee, is there's more, like, you can tell what they are.
Okay.
You know? Like, the Transformer movies, they punch each other and these bits fly off, and you're like, where is that in a car? You know? Like, you just punched off this, like, triangular piece of steel. Well, they
transform perfectly back into a car with no dents or missing parts.
That's true, too. Oh, you know what else Bumblebee did that I hate or that's fine that all the rest of the Transformers do?
What?
It did not switch between, and I watched it in IMAX, by the way, so you would have been able to see it very strongly. Where it switches between... like on all Michael Bay produced movies,
full screen.
Yes, every single CGI shot goes back to, and it has these bars, right? Mm-hmm. But then all the like non-CGI shots have this full aspect ratio, this 4:3 versus 16:9.
Yeah.
And once you notice it once, game over. You will sit there and go, it's happening again. I've never seen that. Any other movie.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest shit on the planet.
I remember that now.
It looks like a broken YouTube video. Like someone accidentally forgot that their black bars layer didn't go all the way to the end of the video, and it dropped off, and then they added another one. That's what it looks like. And we're talking about $100 million movie here.
Yeah.
Made it through the editing room. Dumb as shit. Ugh. And then you put it on IMAX, and so the black bar is now not this little thing at the top of the screen. It's this
huge
12-foot tall black bar. So, and it disappears every single time. You're like, what? The whole movie theater gets 10 times brighter because you have another 24 feet of light project. So dumb. All right. Cool.
And that is all the Macguffins.
Macguffins. Mm-hmm. What do you think the MacGuffin is in Into the Spider-Verse?
The goober?
Is it the goober?
Yeah. It's a very, small one and I don't know. It's not nothing crazy big.
I think it's easy to say that it's the MacGoober, but the goober. I think you could find another one though.
Probably one of the Spider-Man then.
Kind of all the Spider-Men are, right? Because they all have to go back, except for Miles, right? So they're really driving.
Or would it be the device then, the super collider? It brought him there. It takes him back.
But the reason they're not just fine staying in their universe is because they're dying, right? Like Peter could easily stay in that universe because in that universe he has a wife. He's beloved by everybody, you know what I mean? But he can't because he's dying.
Right.
So the fact that the Spider-Men have to go back to their respective universes makes them all kind of MacGuffins because they all really, really want to go back / need to, right? But they also need Miles to help them, but Miles isn't producing. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. You could sit there and think about that one for a while.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a little something in every movie, so.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I don't have a for debate this week.
I had an unpopular opinion, but I can't remember what it was.
I don't know. There's this new show.
Yeah, what's it called?
It's basically the embodiment of a car wreck. It's something that's so terrible, but you can't take your eyes away from it. Okay. So it's, I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's Temptation Island. Okay. The reason I know what it is because it comes on before and after SmackDown and Raw on TV on USA. Yeah. And it's basically 4 couples.
Oh, Lord.
Go on a resort in Maui.
Okay.
But the thing about the couples is they're at a tough time in the relationship where they're basically about to break up.
Yeah.
And they don't know where to go from here, crossroads basically. The thing is there's 10 singles on the island as well.
This just sounds like mayhem.
And they separate the couples. So the couples don't see each other for weeks at a time, but they're at the same resort with 10, 15 other singles.
What is the premise of this show?
To see if they'll stick with the person they came
if
with.
They're already on edge, why the fuck? And I imagine the 10 singles are bombshells, right?
Yes. It is hilarious too because me and Brooke were laying in bed watching Raw last night on the Monday. And it was on before. I was like, "Hey Brooke, look at this." She's like, "What is it?" And I told her what it was, what I just said, and she's like, "That's so dumb." And she put her phone down. Just started watching. I was like, "And why are you watching it?" And she's like, "I don't know, it's just so dumb." And I was like, "But you can't take your eyes off of it." She's like, "No."
It's kind of like one time I went over to Megan's house and her mom was watching Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, I just could not peel my eyes away from it because it's so dumb. And I'm like, This is amazing. It's so dumb. These people are dense, but it's hilarious.
It's so dense.
Okay, so what happens at the end? So after this few weeks of Temptation Island.
So they have what's the Survivor host's name? Joe?
Jim?
Joe?
Probst. Jeff
Probst. So they have a Jeff Probst on the island. But he's very not flamboyant, but he's like very
Over the top?
yeah, he's over the top.
Okay.
Not in like a sexual orientation way, but like he'll egg people on.
I got it.
So, and like they, whenever the season's over or whatever, they like go sit in the gazebo and they have to be like, "Do you still want to be with whatever?"
Can
their
they
name
go?
is?"
Can they go date the people that they were on the island with?
Yeah, I guess so. And it always shows like next time on Temptation Island. And it's like, are they hooking up? You know,
So, can they do all that?
I guess.
Is it like Bachelor in Paradise where they can just go do?
I'm sure they turn them off, but I don't know.
Yeah,
This
I
is
mean,
the first season, so
in like Bachelor in Paradise,
know
they
if
can
there's
just
any
go do
whoopee.
whatever the heck they want.
oh, okay.
Like they'll just be banging
Boned.
in the middle of the. It just who cares?
right, maybe. I don't know. It's just
My favorite is that's funny, but my favorite scenes in Bachelor in Paradise is when like two people are just like intensely making out, and then you got the one dude that just because you're on an island, right?
mm-hmm.
So you got like 8 guys and 8 girls, and if none of the 8 girls like the guy, like one of the guys, he's just there. And so, like for example, one scene I can remember is these 2 people are in a hot tub, right? These 2 dudes, and then a girl comes over and starts making out with the other, like one of the dudes, and the other guy's just sitting in the hot tub, like, and you can see it on his mind. He's like, "So I need to leave because this is awkward."
Dude, bro.
But I don't know what to do. And so he sits there for maybe 2 minutes,
oh, that's
and then just
hilarious.
like, and he's like wants to say goodbye to his bro, but his bro's like deep in this guy, and it's just like
Right.
and then he just like runs off. It's so incredibly awkward. Yes, exactly. Just show me a picture of a meme of like a cat like confused. Oh god, it is hilarious. It is sometimes they're just hanging out.
Right.
Like one time they have they're like in these like tiki, like
Yes.
and one time these 2 guys and the other guy's just laying on like like a counseling couch.
Yes.
He's just laying on that like, what's going on over there, huh?
They're just getting it on.
Dude, some of the guys are there just to be there. They're just like, I'm just gonna sit here,
Right.
and I'm not gonna meet a single girl because I know they all hate me because I'm a douchebag. But I'm just sit here and have a great time. So hilarious.
And it's funny because like the couples at the end of the show can like block singles from, I don't know what it blocks though. It's not like, it's just this necklace with some beads on it and be like, you can't talk to this person or something. But it's not like it stops them. I don't know, man.
What a weird show.
Comes on at 10 tonight if you.
Oh, I'm in there. No, I'll be in bed by 10. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. I thought I should mention it.
All right.
Yeah.
What's our list next week?
I don't have like a catchy name for it, but it's things we believe need redemption.
Okay. Can you explain?
So like an example is, for me, would be Doctor Doom. Like it doesn't have to be superhero related, but for instance, I think Doctor Doom needs redeemed.
I got
on the
about
big
50
screen.
for this already, so
There we go.
I'm good. I'm happy.
How many you want to do? Because we're doing Marvel movies again next week.
So we can do 10.
10?
And
Okay.
then just fly through. What we got? Doctor Strange and I have
Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yes. Oh, lit. Have that on DVD. I'm gonna pop that in and watch that. Have it on
Nice.
Blu-ray.
Nice.
Nice.
And Doctor Strange is on Netflix, so.
Yeah. Is it still there?
Mm-hmm.
Lit.
Should be.
Lit. Cool.
Yes, very cool.
All right.
Cool,
So
cool,
top
cool, cool,
top
cool,
10
cool.
things that need redemption.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
Movies, characters, TV
anything.
shows.
Yep.
Got
Stuff
it.
Didn't get the proper love you.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Adios, my good friend.
Bye.